Zahad Spirit, we in Judah of the GMS Mississippi Camp, giving all honor and glory to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Bahashami, Habashai, Bahasham Rakha Kudash. I also want to give double honors to our elder apostles and elder bishops, a great millstone who rule well, and peace and blessing, health and wellness to the house of David the elect. All right. And today I want to go into a live stream entitled Piercing the Veil of Eve and the Serpent. Piercing the Veil of Eve and the Serpent. And I'm out here in the park, just another part of the park. And, just getting a little nature in, getting a little nature. Figure this would be a good environment to do the live stream, as well as an environment that's therapeutic for myself, we are in this, yet this day in our captivity. So what I've learned is that, what they call your mental health is very important. And something that's good for your mental health, or at least what's good for me, I can speak for myself, is nature. Nature is a form of therapy. So it's good to get a piece of nature, man, because it's sort of outside the matrix. Although it's within the matrix, it's not really of the matrix. It's kind of pristine in the sense that Esau didn't create it, So, I'm out here in the elements. As you can see, people are out here, at the benches or whatnot. All right, but I want to go into, like I said, it's a live stream that's entitled Piercing the Veil of Eve and the Serpent, or the Serpent and Eve. Because, what we've realized through the Spirit is that within this matrix, speaking of the matrix, the Esau has false realities, all right? And Esau is the king of false realities. He reminds me of Doctor Strange from from one of the Marvel characters. Doctor Strange had the ability to give you a simulation, man. Give you a false reality, so to speak, man. I noticed that when I saw the Last Spiderman, okay? Well, Esau, what he does, he has the power to create a representation of himself and others, and it could be it could not be reflective of who he really is. So according to the book of Genesis, for example, Genesis the 4th chapter, Esau is classified as a fugitive. And also it tells you in the book of Genesis the 4th chapter that Esau was given a mark to distinguish him from other nations. All right, the mark was the mark of leprosy. All right, leprosy in the sense that he was stripped of pigment. All right, now going back to this veil that he's created, that he's enclosed himself in a modern world, is that mark is actually perceived in this life as beautiful. All right, but even science to tell you that, to have blonde hair is actually being deprived of melanin. And that's what the so-called churches didn't tell you, and that's what the school system didn't tell you. To have blue eyes and green eyes, that's actually a result of your iris not producing melanin. Therefore, you can see the blue veins, all right, behind your iris, man. All right, because your veins are actually what color? Blue. I heard one song, y'all might not remember it, man. You might remember it. It came out like 2010. Well, Shout It Low, the remix, hello, hey, hey. And Lil Wayne verse, he was like a white person, blue veins, right? So that shows you, even he knew that veins are blue. And I'm saying that to say that there are veins, all right, there are veins behind your iris, all right? And your iris, all right, if it doesn't produce melanin, then your eyes are going to appear blue or green because of your blue veins. And if it has a hint of melanin, that's where you get the color hazel from, all right? So the Most High didn't create Esau, Edom, or the so-called white man to be this pristine, flawless, beautiful, flowing hair. Because pursuant to Leviticus the 13th chapter, all right, another form of leprosy was a yellow thin hair, and you can look that up. All right, the priest find in it a yellow thin hair, because thin. Now, there's no disrespect to the hopeful elect who are Israelite foreigners, But if you go back to, you know, well, they got jumping fish, man. See if I can catch this on camera. But if you go back to the beginning, everybody had pigmentation. And according to the scriptures, all right, according to the scriptures, all right, to not have pigment was a form of leprosy, man. All right, it's funny, I started to pan the camera on it and it stopped, but there's actually jumping fish in that water. All right. But anyway, Esau created a veil, all right, that basically re-educated the world, so to speak, and turned things upside down. All right. That's why when Cain came back as Esau, what did his father say? Ashashwa, wasted away is he, because he looked at his pigmentation and said, this baby has no pigment. He's wasted of pigmentation. Okay? Ashashwa. Okay? So, and that's one thing. Esau created a veil for his physical attribute, all right, which was being, you know, the default setting of Esau Edom is what? Blonde hair, blue eyes. Okay? That's the default, that's the standard look for Esau Edom. All right? But he created a veil, a false reality, and perverted knowledge, saying that no, that's actually a blessing. And the way you are, which is color, pigmented, all right, that's the curse, man. All right? To the point where even our women, even to 2021, going on 2022, you still see them what? Dyeing their hair, blonde, straightening their hair. I don't know if it was Venus or Serena, but they bleaching their skin, you know? That's the power of the veil, man. That's the power of the media, man. All right, which is controlled by the elites, man. Amalek. All right, he's hiding behind the guise of being a Christian, man. He's hiding behind the guise of being a so-called Jew, man. But that's the old serpent, the old fugitive hiding. He's impersonating another nation, man, disguising himself within the identity of another nation. Okay? But even more so, all right, scripturally speaking, even his attributes, he's actually a fugitive, man. All right? We supposed to look at Esau and get the same feeling that we get when we see our own people. When you see your own people, especially they look kind of thuggish, you get a certain feeling like, I don't know about these niggas. That's how we supposed to be with Esau Edom. Because even statistics tell you that 80% of pedophiles are Edomites, man, so-called white man. All right? Showing you he has a disposition of perversion, man. All right? As it says in the scriptures, the wicked are estranged from the womb, man. All the prophets were so-called black men. Black, Hispanic, Native American men, so-called, man. Okay? And these were proverbs and prophecies that was written by so-called black men describing Esau Edom, the so-called white man. Okay? But Esau Edom came into power, and pursuant to Job 9:24, the earth is given to the hands of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. So he, through a process called iconoclasm, he covered the faces of the dark prophets, all right, and the dark Messiah, and covered their face with his face, man. All right, and changed reality, change your perception of life, man. Change your perception of reality. All right, and he gaslights the 12 tribes in the media. All right, because let him tell it and let the media tell it. The only people who are really doing crime are the 12 tribes. But that goes into your subconscious. And that's why I'm doing this live stream. That's why the live stream is entitled Piercing the Veil of Eve and the Serpent. All right? Because Esau Edom, we'll get to Eve a little later. Esau Edom portrays himself as what? A guide. He portrays himself as the good cop. Whether it's in the movies or the actual news, he's the one going to a different country and saving those citizens of their own domestic terrorists. All right, then he turn around and reenacts it in the movies. He's the 007, all right? He's the judge. He's the police. All right, he's the good guy, all right? To the point where you see him in real life and you don't have any disposition to stay away from him, a disposition to look down at him in a certain way, man. because he's protected by an image that he created for himself. That's why it says in Isaiah 14, they that see thee should narrowly look upon you and say, is this the man that made the earth to tremble? Because when you lose your rulership, you're going to lose that divine persona, that upright, superior persona that you created for yourself. And we're going to see you for the true fugitive, all right, that you are. We're going to look at you and say, is this the man that made the earth to tremble? You see? But along with that, all right, came Eve, all right? Because Esau made a covenant with Eve, man. All right? Esau made a covenant with Eve. And part of that covenant was really she partaking in his rulership, and she overthrows Jake, man. Every other so-called black woman has an abortion. And that's a fact. All right? So many Israelite women, I'm not just going to say so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American, but Eve, she spearheads it. They would rather have a life being liberated in Esau's realm than building something with an Israelite man. But furthermore, going back to the veil that Esau has created for himself and Eve, all right, Esau has allowed Eve to become an idol in the Western sphere. What you would call a whore in the traditional culture, Eve will be considered an idol in the Western sphere, man. Okay? Because beauty is an idol in this country. All right? Sex is an idol in this country. Therefore, if an Israelite woman is physically attractive, she's basically, like the brother Yash said last night, a walking idol. All right? That's not who she is according to the scriptures. At her best, she just a very good helpmeet at her best, man. She wasn't created, or no woman was created for that matter, to be worshipped because of their physical appearance, man. But what Esau did, somebody's flying a drone out here. I'm looking at a drone. Somebody at this park is flying a drone. The camera can't catch it, but somebody has a drone out here. But yeah, what Esau did, he deified beauty, man. All right, through the movies, all right, through the media, through rap songs, through pornography, to where you look at these women and you're not looking at them really with your right mindset. And it's almost subconscious. You can't help it because from the time you was like 10, you've either been stuck in the movies, stuck in the rap videos, or stuck in pornography, man. All right. So through those different channels, Esau was able to deify the nigga woman, man. Deify Eve. Okay? To the point where you feel proud that she gave you some attention, or she texts you back and you have no idea if she could actually benefit you in your life, man. You see? Because Esau created this misconception, as I said before, that how a woman looks is who she is. And that's not true. All right? To the point where you mistake how she looked for who she is, man. All right? But look at the result that has yielded within our nation. As it says in the scriptures, beauty is vain and favor is deceit, man. And you go back to that word favor, it goes to charm. Charm like an enchantment, man. All right? All that stuff on social media, all that, you know, IG models and fans only. You don't know these women, man. But we're enchanted. You see? You don't know you don't know how she benefits your life, man. All right? And if you're thinking anything beyond sex, then you might as well forget about it with Eve, man. For the most part. But Esau created these. He made an idol of himself, and he made an idol of women. This country is full of women worship. All right? Which is a form of paganism. Which is a form of, like I said, idolatry, and that's blasphemy towards Yahweh Shema Shai. As it says in the first commandment, I am the Lord your power. You should put no God before me. All right? You should put no God before me. And Esau made Eve a god. All right? You have perception and you have reality. And there's a reality to Esau. All right, there's a reality to Eve. There's a reality to Esau's nature. All right, there's a reality to the Israelite woman nature. And the Most High intended her nature, all right, to be governed by an Israelite man under the rulership of an Israelite man and to be a good helpmeet. And there's nothing wrong with that. To be a bearer of his legacy, man. All right, that's that same body that you worship. It was designed to give birth to your legacy. Like I said, that's heathenistic to worship creation, as it says in the book of Romans, who worship and serve the what? The creature over the creator. As it goes, you go into Wisdom of Solomon, the 13th chapter, it tells you that the heathen were dismayed at the creation of Yahweh Shemel Shai, not giving reverence to the first author of beauty. Yeah, a woman is beautiful, man, but who's the author of beauty? Okay? Who's the author of beauty, man? You see? That's, like I said, that's the nature of a heathen, to look at the glory of the sun and be like, ooh, look at the sun. It's so bright. Look how it warms up the earth. That sun is God. Ooh, look at the waters. How it encompasses the planet Earth. That water must be God. Further on, they go on to say, ooh, look at the woman's body. Look at her vagina, how it can give birth to a human. Her vagina must be God. She must be a God. And that's what these niggas say, man. Because they're under the vibration of the Queen of Heaven. All right? As it says in the scriptures, they bake cakes to who? The Queen of Heaven. As it said in the book of Ephesians, where the Apostle Paul was in Ephesus, what did those niggas say out there? We have no God but Diana. All right? Which ultimately goes back to the Queen of Heaven. Just a different name, different title. All right? When you worship creation, all right, you're idol worshiper, man. All right? Everything that the Most High created is either physically beautiful or its duty on earth is beautiful, man. You got scavengers like buzzards and vultures. They're hateful birds according to the scriptures, but their duty on earth is beautiful. They help to keep the earth clean. So everything that the Most High created has beauty, man. All right, but that's just something that you give glory to the Most High to, man. Not the creation itself, which is a very low primitive wavelength, man. To worship creation, it's a very low primal godless, very godless mindset, man, and very uneducated. You're really uneducated. The scripture says, well, not the scriptures, but the word educate means to bring out, to draw from within. The scripture says bring out, to draw from within. All right, educate means to bring out, to draw from within. It's a lot. All right, so part of drawing, what you draw from within is your God, the knowledge of who you are, where you came from, and the name of your God, and your purpose on earth. Once you know who your God is, then you know who your God is not. Your God is not Esau, and your God is not a damn vagina, man. And I've noticed that once you kind of engaged in that world, you kind of excessively get caught up into that world of online, looking at women all day, every day, all day, every day. You bring that same enchantment into the real world. So you could very well be lusting after a low-grade female. She got a nice body, she got them yoga pants on, but she just a low-caliber female. She really can't do nothing for you outside the physical. We got a pretty Habashmal Shai that we have a higher esteem of our own selves and a higher expectation, man. All right? So you see? Because you're paying tribute, for lack of better words, to these idols by giving them your attention, by giving them your reverence. I like Big Sean talking about Eve was God, man. What the hell this nigga talking about, man? But that's pretty much the point. There's a veil that Esau has encompassed the planet Earth with, man. This caveman. There's no pigment, no melanin, no righteousness, because he's the Most High created two main players, two main characters on the planet Earth, Esau and Jacob. And Esau was the embodiment of wickedness, meaning that he's totally against the law, statutes, and commandments, because that's what wickedness is. You're totally opposed to the law, statutes, and commandments. But he also made on the right-hand side his son Jacob, who was supposed to be the embodiment of righteousness, which essentially that's what made us the sons of God pursuant to the book of Genesis, because when it says in the book of Genesis, the first chapter, let us make man in our image and our likeness, how did they manifest that? Through giving Adam the breath of life. through giving Adam order, the law, statutes, and commandments. So when the 12 tribes follow the law, statutes, and commandments, you're making yourself an image of Yahweh Shema Shai. All right? You make yourself an image of Yahweh Shema Shai. Therefore, you're fully manifesting that you're the sons of Yahweh, while Esau, Edom is the son of the wicked. All right? Esau is the ops, man. Not your own people. All right? Now, 2/3 of our people, they're the ops, the opposition, because they're in opposition to our power and the kingdom of Yahweh Shema Shai. All right? But there's a reality that we have to be aware of, all right, contrary to the gross darkness that Esau put out there, man. But with that, I hope you brothers and sisters were edified. Once again, I want to give our honor and glory to Yahweh by Shem Yahushai, by Shem Rakakodash, double honors to our elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone Ruel. Peace and blessings to the house of David the elect, Abba, come